Hi kids, Miss Jana here. I am a program leader for Highland Elementary, and I am going to read today for you. The book is called Rough Weather Ahead for Walter the Farting Dog. It's by, the author's name is William Cotswinkle, Glenn Murray, and Elizabeth Gundy, and it's illustrated by Audrey Coleman. Okay, so let's start. Professor Compressor knocked on the door. I understand your dog has a farting disorder. It's not a disorder, said Betty and Billy. Yes, it is, shouted Father. Come on in. Let him come in with his compressor. Professor Compressor said, I've made a lifelong study of animal gas. He examined Walter, gently poking around his stomach. You'd better be careful, said Father. He farts when you do that. He won't fart at me, will you, Walter? He's poking on him. Uh-oh, poor Walter. Walter farted. Professor Compressor staggered backwards, waving his gas meter. 10.7, the highest I've ever recorded. What a remarkable animal. Walter was pleased to be called remarkable. He liked Professor Compressor and licked his hand. Aww, that's so sweet. You're a good dog, Walter, said Professor Compressor, and I'm going to help you. He poked around some more. It's his digestion that causes such powerful farts. We don't mind, said Betty and Billy. Yes, we do, said Mother. Years of research have led me to this special formula, said Professor Compressor. Powders and potions appeared from his pockets. He plugged in a gleaming machine, mixed it in my compressatron, and serve it fresh 3 times a day. We're so grateful, said Mother. Look, he gave him instructions on what to do. He's going to hook it up to Walter. There's Walter waiting. So 3 times a day, Mother mixed the special formula in the compressatron. His farts aren't as bad, said Billy hopefully. They're worser than ever, said Father. Your father is right, said Mother. That night, Father decided to mix the formula himself. Uh-oh. He examined the powders carefully. More of this, he decided. Less of this and a lot more of that. Father sniffed the new mixture and smiled. That's better. Tastes pretty good, said Walter to himself, and ate it faithfully every day. It's working, cried Mother. The air smells so fresh. Hooray, said Betty. Walter was pleased, too. Everyone was smiling. No one ran away when he came into the room. Father even hugged him. However, inside Walter, gas was building up slowly. Oh, no. Look at him. He's getting bigger. Uh-oh. This could be a disaster. That dog's getting fat, said Father. But it wasn't fat. It was farts. Waiting to be set free. Professor Compressor's mixture and Father's expert touch were turning Walter into a blimp. Oh no! Walter began taking strange little bounces when he walked across the room. One evening he floated over Father's chair. Great jump, Walter, said Billy. But it wasn't a jump. It was gas. Oh no, look, he's floating. And he looks even bigger. Uh-oh. Something is gonna happen. What do you think? The following evening, Billy and Betty were in their room doing homework. Billy, said Betty, look outside. Billy and Betty raced out of the house. Walter was floating over the trees. Walter, come down, cried Betty. But Walter couldn't come down. Aw, Poor Walter. Look at him floating by. Poor dog. He floated on into town. Quite a view, he said to himself. A breeze came up and blew him over to the other end of town. This is getting serious, said Walter. Look at him, he's flying through the air. There's a bird up there. He's probably got a good view of the town, but it's getting kind of worrisome now. He knew the problem was gas. He knew the solution was farting. He squeezed. He pressed his belly with his paws. He twisted into a knot. Nothing. Oh. He floated all night long. When morning came, he was high above the world. Mommy, said a little girl, look at the balloon. It's lost, said the little girl's mother. It will never come back. Oh, no. Poor Walter. It's getting bad. Let's see what happens. Walter floated for days. He floated over green hills and blue rivers. He floated over skyscrapers and farms. Skyscrapers, wow, that's tall. He floated in the dark and the rain. He floated lonely and cold. He went whichever way the wind carried him. Suddenly, the wind grew so much stronger, and he wasn't alone any longer. The air around him was filled with the flutter of tiny frozen wings. Look. Look at all the butterflies. Looks like butterflies that are all around Walter. Maybe they're going to help him. Let's find out. Millions of butterflies were caught in a freezing windstorm. They had been on their way to their winter home when the storm took them by surprise. Poor butterflies, said Walter to himself. The wind was driving them down towards the frozen lake below. I've got to help them, thought Walter. He knew he had it in him, if he could just get it out. He grunted, he groaned, he pressed. He looked into their tiny insect faces. It was now or never. He's determined to help those butterflies. He let it rip. A blast of warm gas lifted the butterflies out of their dive. It melted the ice on their wings. It carried them to the far side of a mountain where the sun was shining. They touched down in a field of wildflowers. A forest ranger in his tower grabbed his two-way radio. I think those butterflies are going to be okay. Out of gas, Walter went down like a rocket. He splashed into a pond and doggy paddled to the shore. He shook himself dry. Then he sniffed the air, turned around, and started the long walk home. He'd gone only a little way when the ranger pulled up in his Jeep. Can I give you a lift, Wonder Dog? Look, he's going to try and save him. Walter looks a little smaller, huh? Somebody sent us a big package, said Mother, looking out the window. It's not a package, cried Billy. It's Walter. See, said Father, I told you he'd find his way home. Oh, Walter, said Betty, we're so glad you're back. Not half as glad as we are, said the delivery man. Ah, look, they brought him home. That was very nice of them. Wonder Dog saves butterflies. He's the hero of the day. I love Walter. All right, guys, hope you have a lovely day, and I hope you enjoyed this book as much as I did. Bye-bye.